people. Thanks a lot.
Tom, we were debating today if it's better that Purdue won or lost last night. Did you have a feeling as you watched that?
Well, the only feeling I had is, we needed the door opened. It reminds me of Andre Hudson, David Thomas's senior year. There has to be a chance. If they win again, that means they've got to lose 3 times. So, there's a lot of season left, but I think gives us one more chance that we play Saturday, and if we win, at worst we're tied, for first, and if we lose, then I guess Ohio State would be up. They got some tough games left too, so we'll be tied with Purdue, and that puts us in a little better position. So I don't know. I never pull for a team to win or lose. We got to win it our own way, but you do need some breaks along the way, and somebody's got to lose.
For those of us that have covered you a long time, you've told them to win games for fans, for themselves, but never one for you. Because this is a Judd tribute, is this one a little bit more personal to Tom Izzo?
Well, it's a little more personal. I told them we got to win for our former players. We got to win for the healing process. We got to win for our survivors, and we got to win for ourselves. And then I added, we got to win for Judd, not me. The tribute is to Judd, and without him, I wouldn't have been here. So a lot of them wouldn't have been here. So is that putting a lot on them? Hopefully it is. That's kind of what you do at this time of year. You should be playing for a lot of things, and we are playing for a lot of things.
You got your Judd green for Saturday?
Yeah. I'm not combing my hair forward, and I'm not thudding my head. Other than that, I'll have his outfit on.
Tom, because these guys haven't been in a lot of big game situations, and you have, considering that, how do you approach the game, and then how do you want them to approach the game?
Well, like Matt just told us, we've played in 2 top 5 games in Breslin. That doesn't happen very often. This is our 3rd top 5 game of the year. Us and Duke 1 against 2. Us and Notre Dame, I think it was 4 against 5 or something. And now us and Purdue, it's 3 against 4. So when you look at it that way, it's a privilege for them. And I told them that's the privilege you guys got to respond to. Sooner or later, the freshmen and sophomores got to become juniors and seniors. And I think that was my question to them today.
Was there anything you saw in that game that you think you could exploit against Purdue?
We look at how we've been playing, and I think I'd agree with most of you that there's been some inconsistencies. But if you look at a lot of teams right now, and they've been one of them. Michigan, Rutgers. They've struggled a little bit too, but at times. And last night, almost 3 more, 1, 2, and 3 almost went down. Florida State had Virginia for 35 minutes. So I don't know what we can do to exploit them. They've got still those 4 seniors that I think really are solid. Being on the road won't bother them. They are a very good shooting team, and they got a post presence. So they've kind of got a little bit of everything, which good teams have. Maybe their depth isn't quite. Last night, nobody scored coming up. Maybe. But, Matt's a good coach. They've done a good job. He's done a hell of a job with them. So hopefully the game will be as good as the billing.
Good or bad for you that they're coming off the loss, or does none of that matter?
I don't think so with seniors. In fact, if anything, maybe that raises them up a notch. With all those seniors that have been through many wars, I think going on the road isn't as big a deal for them. I think coming off a loss, I've seen it early in the year for us. We came off a loss. We weren't great for the next 2 games, but we're really young. I think with veterans, when I had veteran teams, I think if anything, you dug down a little deeper. So I'm just hoping that the crowd and the excitement of the game, and maybe Judd can work some wizardry up there if he's up there, and we go from there.
What do you tell your bigs about Haas and how to defend him?
Don't foul them. I think we've committed too many fouls over the last couple of years. Last year here, we were playing really good until we had to put Matt in there against him, and that didn't work out so good. They went on a 10-2 run before halftime, and but we don't want to get into a foul situation. And that's he's going to score some points. He's big, he's good, he's talented. His hook shot has gotten better, but at the same time, I think sometimes you worry so much about him in there you don't guard the threes. They've got probably the best team, maybe in the whole country, of having an inside-outside game. And then they bring in another guy in Harms who's kind of different than him, that does a little more outside. So they've got a good combination of things. It's a very, very good team.
Did you have to scout how it's going to be officiated?
Never do that. I never know who they are. Don't want to know who they are. You know what? I don't get into that. You know, I got enough problems and worried about what those guys do. But it's a good question. I think some coaches do that. I'm just not going to do that. It'd get me too upset.
Who do you match Edwards? Is that going to be Josh and Matt kind of, or do you go smaller?
With the small Edwards?
Yeah, the smaller Edwards.
You know, Josh will probably start out on him. You know, that's where we can play Tom and Cassius together some. But he is the most dynamic as far as coming off screens and sprinting off things. Phenomenal athlete. So, you know, we're going to have to chase him around with probably a couple different guys. And McQuaid has done a damn good job this year of guarding people. But they've got a couple guys in that perimeter that can really move. Mathis is not only a very good guy coming off, he's very good at, you know, pushing off. And he's got all the senior tricks, you know. But he's a really good passer into the post, too. So two of them are really good passers in the post. Two of them are really good shooters coming off ball screens. The post guy's as big as just about all of you standing on each other's shoulders, and probably weighs more than that would be. And they're well coached, so it's you can't ask for more. The Judd Tribute game, 4 o'clock here, great time of day. I got to admit, you know, it's exciting.
Did you sense an extra pep in their step today with everything that's going on?
Yeah, you know, I think the biggest reason, though, a day off. I'd like to say it's because everything else. These guys have been, you know, everybody. I kicked even my staff out of there late yesterday afternoon. I didn't want anybody working nights. I think everybody needs to get refreshed a little bit. It was a brutal 12 days, but I think they're not stupid. They know what big games are, and you know, even though the young guys don't as much, this is where I got, you know, a couple of guys that have been to a Final Four to talk to them there. Going to try to bring in a couple of guys that have been through this tomorrow, with a lot of guys coming back. So we'll have some guys talk to them. It's always better than the coach talking to him at this time of year.
Because he was Judd's favorite guy and one of yours, how cool is it that Katie's going to be here?
Well, that's great. You know, Gene was the first guy called, to be honest with you, because I just thought, other than his wife and Don Munson, Judd would want Gene here. It happened to be the Purdue game, and that's not why he's coming. He's coming for Judd, and he'll get to enjoy the Purdue game too, and because Matt was a guy that he picked. So it's kind of unique that these two programs over all these years have a similar coaching tree, if you could say it that way. But having Gene back in the building, I think he's going to go to the rebounders tomorrow. Gene's a guy that has really stayed in touch with me over the years. Every month or more, I get a call from him, you know, telling me how to handle things or what to do. And you got to love him. I just wish we could do it the way he did it, you know. I wish we could play the way we used to play instead of this belly bump ball that we have to play now.
What about these younger guys? I mean, these guys haven't been around Judd. They weren't, I mean, maybe Tom and Dad,
Yeah.
but I mean, how do you pass on who he was to now?
Yeah, you know, it's a good question about the younger guys. Really don't know Judd, but everybody knows Judd because every day is filled with Juddisms. And you know, today in my staff meeting, you know, Fife said something about, well, we gotta keep Hawes off the block as best we can, you know. And I said, well, as Judd would say, looking down, you have a wonderful sense for the obvious, you know. I mean, so every day, there's not many days that go by that there isn't a Juddism, because number one, I appreciate it, and number two, they're usually the right thing to say. I mean, he went through a lot of years of coaching, and he always had the right thing to say. So they know, I mean, they don't know him. Some of them haven't met him, but they know what the program stands for. They know I wouldn't be here, which means they wouldn't be here. And we'll try to build on that. I might get a little video of him tomorrow before Saturday or something like that.
Tom, what would you say to fans about what you need from them and what you expect from them on Saturday?
Well, I saw last night where they said Purdue was the best arena in the league. So I think our fans have to be at a fever pitch. And I hope in a classy way. You know, that's one thing that I've appreciated for us going through everything we've been through. They've really been that way, and it's you know, I want our fans to worry more about us than Purdue or Gene. I mean, I hope they give him a warm welcome. I've got a couple of old officials coming back. I think Eddie Hightower's coming back. He was one of the first guys to call. Pretty cool, you know, when you think that people were at odds with each other, but respect kind of does more than the at odds, you know. And so I hope all the people appreciate, you know, the different people that'll be coming back. And like I said, I thought I'd know today. I don't even know everybody that's coming back as a player. It's something I'm going to try to work on tonight a little bit. I've been a little busy.
The uniqueness of the combination of Haas and Vince Edwards with the 4 or 5, where's that kind of leave Ward in terms of where to be, where to go? It's kind of, it seems like he's a little, not odd man out, but neither is a natural matchup.
Well, I think Haas, believe it or not, Nick does a pretty good job guarding the post. It's when he has to move outside and guard ball screens that he sometimes struggles a little bit, and they don't screen with him a lot. So in some ways, even though the size differential will be 60, 70 pounds, who knows how much he weighs. But when you got size 22 or 23 feet, that's holding up a lot of weight. So the foundation is big, so I think the rest of it is. And I think, you know, Nick will hold his own. They got to guard him too, you know. And, you know, we had some success last year and some things Nick did too. So it's going to be a chess match of everybody trying to do what's right. But I think, you know, we're worried about their shooters, and I think we're starting to shoot the ball better and better again. And I think last 2-3 games we've shot it pretty well too.
Magic's not coming, right?
I don't think so, but I'm not.
You never know.
Yes.
But Beverly is, right?
Yes.
Wonder if you know
Winston is.
Wonder if you know Bill Beekman at all had any reaction to him being injured.
Well, I do know Bill Beekman, and you know I like Bill Beekman. I don't know him as an AD. I barely know him as a boss because, you know, even though his position there was something, I really don't. I don't know him that well, but like everybody, as new people come in, I'm going to get to know them. When I get to know them, I'll have a better comment for you than right now.